Buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Soy Lorraine, espero estén teniendo un día genial. Bienvenidos a la Escuelita de Español. Based on what we've learned so far, do you see why we call irregular verbs rule breakers? They don't play by the normal rules. To add to these irregular verb exceptions, let's look at Spanish verbs with an irregular yo form. So this is only irregular with the yo form. For all the rest, as we did before. We'll use decir, which means to say, for this example. You could repeat it. Decir. Decir is an E to I stem changing verb. But it's not only that. Decir is also one of a small number of verbs which has a non-standard yo form. Remember that yo means I. I say, yo digo, which isn't what you expect if you follow the rules we've mentioned before. To be clear, here are all the 6 present tense forms of decir. I say, yo digo, yo digo. So as you can see, when it comes to the pronoun yo, the conjugation of the verb decir changes more than usual. So let's continue. Yo digo, I say. Tú dices. Tú dices. You say. Él dice. He says. Ella dice. She says. Usted dice. Remember, usted is the formal way of saying you. Usted dice means you say. If you're referring to something, then you say it says in English. The Spanish would be dice. For the pronoun nosotros, remember that we do not have a change for the stem. So the stem remains the same and you add IMOS. So if you want to say we say, it's nosotros decimos. Ustedes dicen. Remember, ustedes is the plural form for you. So you say, as in the plural you, it's ustedes dicen. And lastly, they say. Ellos dicen. As you can see, the first form uses the weird go ending, or go, as in digo. The rest of the form proceed as normal. That is, to the stem changes that I already explained. Several other common Spanish verbs follow this pattern in the present tense. The yo form is irregular. All other forms are either regular or, as in the case of decir, have a stem change. Another verb with the irregular yo form with a stem change can be tener. Tener, which means to have. So again, we remove the ER, but for the yo form, we say tengo. Tengo. Yo tengo means I have. Tú tienes. You have. Él tiene. He has. Ella tiene. She has. Usted tiene. Remember again, usted is the formal way of you. Usted tiene, you have. And if you're referring to a thing or an animal, then you say tiene. Nosotros tenemos. We have. Ustedes tienen. You have. Ellos tienen. They have. On the other hand, here are some examples of verbs that have an irregular yo form with no stem change. I'll only give you the yo form. So for example, conocer. You can repeat these. Conocer, which means to know. So conocer is the base form. So after removing the ER, we normally add certain endings, right? But for the yo form, to say I know, you say yo conozco. Yo conozco. From there onwards, you go as usual. Tú conoces. To say you know. Hacer. Hacer means to do or to make. Hacer. So if I want to say I do or I make, we say yo hago. Yo hago. However, if I want to say you or they or we continue with the regular endings. So this is an ER verb. So for tú, it's tú haces. You do or you make. Tú haces. Let's look at dar. Dar means to give. However, if I want to say I give, I need to say yo doy. Yo doy. If you continue with tú, you go as we usually do. Tú das. Tú das, to say you give. Let's look at one more. Poner. Poner means to put. So to say I put, yo pongo. Yo pongo. I put. And again, we continue as usual. Tú pones. Tú pones. To say you put. Guys, I understand that it may be a lot to learn, but my advice to you is that if you want to communicate effectively in Spanish, you need to learn which verbs are irregular and what are the irregularities. Bueno chicos, this is where I must say nos vemos muy pronto. Muchas gracias for joining me and I'll see you next time. Que tengan un lindo día.